Hey, how's it going, guys? Mark of MVP Sports here. We're continuing our coverage of all the teams in the NFL. This time we're going to talk about the San Diego Chargers. A bit of a surprise last year to most people. We didn't kind of expect them to be such a great team, especially in such a powerful division that they are in. So, this team for me, they surprised me, but I'm not going to let myself get surprised again. I'm on to them this time, and I think all of us are. There are some bright things in the future of the San Diego Chargers. Philip Rivers threw for over 4,000 yards last year. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to get over the 5,000 mark. But first let's talk about some of the things that this team needs to do to continue their success and get even better. I think a lot of it is going to focus on some defense. Getting Melvin Ingram back, like Freeney, those are going to be some important pieces because you got some additions and you got some injuries. People who were injured last season, I believe Ingram only played in 4 games. I think Freeney might have been the same. But they only played for a short amount of time, and those are important pieces to that defense and, getting that pressure to the quarterbacks because they're going to be playing some very challenging quarterbacks, of course, throughout this season and just in their own division, of course. So that's an important part. And it kind of takes a lot of pressure off of Eric Weddle's back, who's sitting in the backfield saying, okay, guys, I'm carrying all of you. Who wants to help me out a little bit? And they're going to finally hopefully get some of that help. Manti Te'o is, of course, going to have to step up a little bit, be a bit more of a leader, because he's like, the future of that defense, essentially. He's going to be one of the core pieces. So they really need him to step up and really make that transition to a leadership role. And an important addition, of course, to this defense is going to be Jason Verrett, who's going to be there. I'm assuming one of the main reasons they draft this guy is to put somebody on Wes Welker, because they're going up against that powerful Broncos offense twice a year, maybe even in the playoffs. They need somebody to kind of even that out, and plus, Jason Verrett's going to be such a good player for the future. Let's remember, though, that this is an offensive team. The things that are really going to lead them to success and get them some a winning record are going to be guys like Malcolm Floyd. Keenan Allen's got to do even better than that rookie year. You've got to get these guys doing even more, staying healthy. Both of these guys need to be over 1,000 yards. And, that might not be a ton for Keenan Allen, who already did it, but Malcolm Floyd's got to step up. He's got to be a guy who gets above 1,000 yards, for the first time in his career. He's got to step it up, give that great quality 1 and 2 target. Then Antonio Gates, of course, getting back to form. Hopefully his, I believe it was a toe that was giving him some trouble last year. He's got to, get that going again. Basically just stay healthy. That's one of the big keys. And speaking of staying healthy, someone's got to help Philip Rivers not in the passing game, and that's good old running back Ryan Matthews, a guy who's constantly getting hurt. He's got to stay healthy, and the reason why I think he can stay healthy for the entire season, he's got Danny Woodhead and Donald Brown both to take the pressure off of him and kind of take some of those reps, do a little bit more running back by committee. That's going to be very powerful right there. You've got solid running backs, a great tandem of running backs. You've got a great number 1, a great number 2. Hopefully Eddie Royal can maybe help out or somebody else steps it up to get that number 3. Then with Antonio Gates, if he gets healthy again too, this is such a strong offense. This offense can go toe-to-toe with any in the NFL. So I think a big important part here is, just that. It's just the health of this team. And that even translates, of course, to, as I was saying, with the defense, with guys like Melvin Ingram having to be healthy as well and just kind of take some of the pressure off of Eric Weddle. Like, you're going to take some of the pressure off of Philip Rivers on offense by giving him so many options, so many targets. And of course, guys like DJ Fluker, of course, he has to be a big part to solidify that offensive line. That whole offensive line needs to play just a little bit better so that way, Philip Rivers isn't running around, being scared of ghosts, throwing up interceptions or anything like that. Because this is a team that probably is going to have to win some shootouts. And they're built to do exactly that. So I think they can get it. They can win these games. They can be right back in the playoffs again. I don't see an issue with that. Of course, the things that are going to be problems once those injury bugs start coming, as they usually do for the San Diego Chargers, it's going to start hurting this team. I think if you can get both wide receivers over 1,000 yards, if you can get 5,000 yards for Phillip Rivers, I'm not going to be surprised. And this will be a team that looks like it can go to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be a hard road to get there, of course. Their schedule, it's kind of a middle ground for me. You know, you start off rough against Arizona, against Seattle, but I think San Diego can upset Seattle in week 2. It's a home game for San Diego. They've got everything they need to really attack that defense. They've just got to be smart about it. That's really all it's going to take. Of course, it's going to be tough against that powerful offense. They're going to put some pressure on that defense of San Diego. They're going to really have to work hard, but that can be a winnable game. And that upset followed with a game against Buffalo, Jacksonville, the Jets, Oakland. Those are just, it's prime for them to start off with such great momentum, build up their motivation, their morale, and feel great about themselves, you know, going into the middle part of the season. They have some tough games, of course, as well. They're going to play the Chiefs twice. They're going to play San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona. They're going to play the Broncos a couple times. There's some tough games in here. And even the St. Louis Rams can build up some, you know, trouble for them in Week 12 with their powerful pass rush as well. They're going to really have to test that offensive line there. It's going to be tough. I got to say, for best case scenario, I can see this team 10 wins. Worst case scenario, maybe 7, maybe even 6 if the injury bug really is as bad as it could possibly be. But this is a team that is set up for great things, you know, right now. That defense has to step up just a little bit. We need some of the younger players, of course, to do their roles. And then after that, this team just basically needs to stay healthy. And that's all there is to it. They have everything they need. They just need the cards to fall correctly. So what do you guys think? Comment down below about where you think the San Diego Chargers are going to end up, what you think that defense is going to be, if you think Phillip Rivers can, in fact, get to 5,000 yards, if you think that this is going to be one of the best, tandems of wide receivers in the NFL. Let me know all that down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out the podcast of The Onside Kick every Monday. And stay tuned for more previews throughout the week.